engulfed by the flame.
Huh? What is Tower Knight? Well, Tower Knight is definitely a game. I'm crying, actually thought the video was over. Okay, now that the people who actually care are still here, Tower Knight is one of the most fun roguelikes I've played recently. This video is not sponsored. This is just like my genuine passion for the game, so if you're interested, subscribing is really appreciated. So imagine this great game like Elden Ring have this weird relationship with Enter the Gungeon and Tower Princess came about. Where am I going with this? Tower Princess in a lot of ways is your very typical roguelike adventure, having many aspects similar to those familiar with the FromSoft series. So I'll be showing you guys what exactly I enjoy about the game and why I feel like you should try it out if you can. So in Tower Knight, you start off playing as a knight. And you are tasked with rescuing every princess that you can in the castle to eventually get up to the dragon boss and slay him. It's a very simple concept, but I do enjoy it because if it's too story heavy, especially for a roguelike, it kind of wouldn't make too much sense. But the game has a pretty good sense of exploration while at the same time having a good amount of combat in it, so it's never too much of one or the other, and that's what I personally like about it a lot. In one room they'll have you clearing out a mob, and in another room they'll have you actually parkouring for your life, so I enjoy the dichotomy. And the cast of characters they have you interacting with is very interesting.
Oh my god, bro.
Oh, hell no, man. What the fuck, man?
Nah, because actually, who designed this character? Because quite frankly, I don't enjoy it, and I don't know why he's chilling in every single place I go to. Like, who are you?
Hi, how are you?
But what I will say, though, is that every character you do meet has some unique dialogue, so it is kind of funny sometimes to interact with them and just see what they have to say. A lot of the times, it is a little out of pocket, but hey, sus dialogue is better than no dialogue. To talk about the gameplay, I feel it's the game's strength and also its weakness, and I'll explain why later. And this is coming from a person who hasn't played a whole lot of Dark Souls 3, so I'm definitely familiar with loving and hating something at the same time. Oh my gosh, I hate this boss so much. This game takes inspiration from Dark Souls, being that you can dodge roll and attack, and if you ask any Dark Souls fan, if there's any game where you can dodge roll and attack, they're gonna say it's like Dark Souls. But as simple as the combat is, it is rewarding to clear out rooms, and as you progress more in your skill tree, you'll actually unlock skills, make your weapon stronger. You can even choose between a musketeer and a swordsman. It's actually kind of crazy, you can just run up on someone and just shoot them. The game does have a lot of enemies that have different weaknesses, so it is kind of interesting and fun to see what weakness you need to exploit to kill the enemy. And although the game doesn't have a whole lot of enemy variation, the platforming segments that do show up helps to break the monotony, so it's not really too bad, to be honest. One thing that's very cool as well is as you go along, you'll unlock tokens where you can level up and actually get skills. So there'll be a sense of progression because you'll never actually lose these skills on resets. What's also cool is you can find random item drops around the world, so you can throw out these cool dual chakrams or set down actual bear traps. It's kind of crazy. What helps to incentivize looking in every room is the fact that there's different princesses with different powers. From princess who just suck other people up, to a princess that makes waves like the ones under my do-rag. This is truly a game. My title did say perfect, but I'm talking about improvements. What could I be talking about? Okay, I really want this game to be perfect, but there are some very glaring issues that I would be lying to you guys if I didn't tell you. First off is the general tankiness of the enemies you fight. I'm not gonna lie, like, the tankiness and the health that enemies have, it feels like it's almost triple than what they should have. And what it ends up doing is it trivializes the musketeer class because they just don't do enough damage to circumvent it. The melee class is the only one that has enough DPS, but even at that point, you're still facing the same issue. It's just kind of watered down. It's like I even found a way with the melee character as a glitch where you can attack a lot faster than you're supposed to. This is the only way to get any good consistent DPS, so it kind of helps, but again, the fact that I had to find a tech like this to make the combat more bearable on longer HP bosses is kind of insane. Now, I've played a lot of Dark Souls and Elden Ring in my time, so I'm not a stranger to attrition, but like I'm actually doing no damage to these bosses. It's actually insane.
Ooh, that's kind of small. Yikes.
Not to mention the fact that the game has these like weird janky hitboxes. It feels like a lot of the times you're not supposed to be getting hit, and this is very apparent with the knight. For example, you can look at this boss fight, literally, I'm about to kill him, I'm max health, all of a sudden there's no indicator or nothing, there's just fire that happens everywhere, and I literally almost die, I'm left at half health, and there's just many other moments, most likely showing them on screen right now, but you just, it just feels like you get hit and you're not supposed to, and it kind of creates this artificial difficulty. And for my last point is the lack of map RNG. In a run, you will see the same room probably 2 to 3, sometimes even 4 times in that same run. And there's only 2 areas to go to, that being the castle and the garden. So when there's that much repetitiveness, it kind of makes the gameplay a bit stale, even if it's a different run. So it's just a matter of how fast you can clear out the room that you know the exact layout of. But even with all that said, I genuinely do like this game. I really love the art style. I personally like the more cartoony vibe, so I really love the art style. It has a lot of character. I like it a lot personally. And I feel like if this game went in a different direction, kind of like a more linear experience and not a roguelike, this game feels just like a parrot with clipped wings. You know, it's a bird, you know what it's supposed to do, you know it could be a lot better. Just in its current state, it can't do much. But once it gets its wings back, you know, irons out those kinks, it'll be much better as a result. I just like talking about my bird. So, should you get Tower Princess? If anyone in this video was wondering about that, I'm about to answer your question. If you love roguelike games and action JRPGs similar to Dark Souls and the FromSoft series, and you can look past the points that I just described, then I would suggest it for you. It is $20, so it is not the most expensive purchase in the world, but apart from those categories, then I honestly just can't say to buy this game. Unless you fit into those categories. I do fit into the FromSoft fanboy myself, but the point is I feel like this game could be a lot better, and they should really look into some of these issues, because if it gets an update, this game could easily be a way better RPG and roguelike than it is right now. But that's it for me. If you guys would like to see more videos like this, let me know. I'm trying out new styles of editing. I'm looking for my niche right now. Just being real, just being honest. I can show you my bird again. Yeah, right? Yeah, see? I'll see you guys in the next video. Have a great rest of your day / night. I'm working on a really big project for Grounded, so see you guys then. And remember to love yourself. This boss is actually... Yo, I'm doing no damage. What am I playing? Nah, like, I didn't know I was playing Dark Souls because people are taking... Bro, this is taking me longer than, like, Medir and, like, Melania. Oh. Should I just wipe? Should you relax?